Hey guys, welcome back to another video today, and today I'll be previewing the biggest rivalry games. The game you see on the screen right now, I will not cover the Iron Bowl. That is for a separate video I am going to do either on Friday or on Saturday. But let's hop right into the games. The games I have displayed on the screen right now, those games were not big enough to make it into the video, so they will be in the description and in the comments below. So if you really wanted to see predictions for those games, I will give them in the comments and description below. But let's hop into the first game. The Sunshine Showdown, Florida State and Florida. Florida, very good this year. They're ranked number 11. Their only losses is to number 4 Georgia and number 1, well, used to be number 1, number 2 LSU. And they've just played really good football this year, really good defense. Their offense has shown up in a couple games. It's really surprised me. It's no secret Florida State is very, very, very bad. They're not the team they used to be. It's crazy how quickly their program turned around. They won a national championship in 2013, and then boom, they're like a 6-loss team this year. I think if they lose this game, they'll be a 6-loss team. And last year, they weren't even bowl eligible. So, but this game will be played in Florida, and I saw an interesting statistic this week that said, like, Florida hasn't won in the Swamp versus FSU in like a decade, but I think that streak comes to an end. I'm picking Florida 28-13. Florida gets it pretty handily. Our next game, Michigan and Ohio State, the game. Michigan has been playing some very good football these past later half of the season. They've outscored opponents like 180-50 or something like that. They're playing very good football. They lost to Penn State by a touchdown, and they had that one blowout to Wisconsin. But if they've been playing in those games like they're playing now, they'd be undefeated right now. I picked Michigan to make the playoffs in the preseason. That's not going to happen. But maybe I did also pick them to beat Ohio State in the preseason. I figured that Urban Meyer's gone, you can finally do it. But Ohio State has really surprised me this year. I thought Ohio State was going to take a step down, be a 2 or 3 loss team. But they've taken a step up, really. So they've really surprised me. And my preseason prediction will not hold true. I am picking the Buckeyes 31-13. Buckeyes score some touchdowns in the fourth quarter to make it look like more of a blowout than it actually is. Okay, our next game, Minnesota and Wisconsin. The battle for Paul Bunyan's axe. Minnesota has surprised this year. And if you go back to my videos, I said Minnesota would surprise people this year in the preseason. Now, I didn't pick them to go undefeated this far and then lose to Iowa like 2 weeks ago. I didn't pick them to like be in the top 10, but I picked them to like contest for their division. And this game will decide the division. This was very close to being game of the week. The reason I chose the Iron Bowl is because it has personal implications since I am an Alabama fan. But this game is where College Game Day will be held. It will decide who plays Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship. And I'm very proud of my prediction in Minnesota. I really like them. Antoine Winfield is one of the best defensive backs in the country. Tanner Morgan's playing really good football right now. Minnesota has a solid team. And Wisconsin is not as dominant as they were in the first half of the season. And I'm picking Minnesota to win this one. 38-31, Minnesota wins by a touchdown. And Minnesota will play Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship. Next game, the Bedlam Series Oklahoma, OSU. Oklahoma can still get into the playoffs. It's a long shot, but they still can get in. Oklahoma State is ranked 21st, I do believe, and Oklahoma is ranked 7th. So this will be a interesting ranked matchup. A high-scoring game, but I feel like Oklahoma does win this game. 48-38, Oklahoma by 10. Next game, LSU versus Texas A&M. Our last game on this. LSU, well, you know what LSU's done this season. They went undefeated, beat my Crimson Tide. Joe Burrow went from trash to Heisman like that, like quickly. That's one reason why I don't trust him in the draft, but that's a whole other can of worms. So, you know what LSU's done this season. They have an incredible offense, and their defense is lackluster this year, really. Grant Delpit hasn't lived up to what people thought he was going to be, and their Michael Divinity quit on the team. Their defense has just been not as good as people thought it would be. Texas A&M, interesting because in the preseason, I picked them to go, I believe, 9-3, 10-3 if you count a bowl game. And I predicted them to upset Clemson, but lose to LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. Well, they lost to Clemson and to Auburn, and I think they're going to lose to LSU, taking my 3-loss team to a 5-loss team. And when you think about it, those are really good teams. Let's look at Texas A&M's losses. If they lose to LSU like I'm predicting, number 2 LSU, number 4 Georgia, number 5 Alabama, number 15 Auburn, and number 3 Clemson. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 15. That's crazy. They've had an incredibly hard schedule. I feel like Texas A&M is going to be one of the better 4 or 5 loss teams. I really wish Texas A&M was playing Texas here, but that's a whole other video. But I am picking LSU to win. 38-20, Texas A&M keeps it kind of close like they have all year. They've kept it close against some of the best teams. They scored a touchdown late to make it a 14-point game versus Clemson, a 19-point game versus Alabama, a 8-point game versus Auburn, and a 6-point game versus Georgia. And if some calls would have went Texas A&M's way like they should have, Texas A&M might have won that game. But I am picking LSU to win, 38-20, 74-72 will not happen again like it did last year to me. But that's my predictions for today's games. Let me know your predictions in the comments below and tell me what you think. And look out for those other games in the comments below in a pinned comment. But I'll see you. Thanks for watching. Peace out.